This is the entire early season power demand of my seedling setup: grow lights, fans, propagators, ventilation. And none of it is plugged into the wall right now. I'll come back to this, but first I need to talk to you about what's happening for next season. Every chili plant on this channel starts off in our germination shed. We call it the Germinator, and the problem with it is it's just too small. By the time we get to March and April, it's rammed. Plants packed in way too close. I can barely move around in there, and the bigger ones end up having to come outside before the weather's really ready for them. They catch up by July, but the longer I can keep them in there with the right conditions, the better head start they get. So I'm rebuilding it for the 2027 season. The new one's going to be bigger. We're extending the concrete base, putting a tin roof on it this time round, and insulating it the way it should have been done in the first place. The extraction of air also needs sorting out. At the moment, we have a fan that handles humidity okay when it climbs, but on a sunny day in March or April when the temperature spikes, it just can't keep up. The other thing I've been chipping away at over the years is the running cost of the shed. Electricity isn't cheap. If you've ever run grow lights and propagators and a couple of fans through the early season, you'll know exactly what I mean. A few years back, I switched the heating over from electric to a diesel heater. I run the heater with kerosene because it burns way cleaner than diesel. And these heaters are so much more efficient than the old school kerosene or oil heaters that people used to run in greenhouses and probably still do. That swap alone cut my heating costs right down and let me run the shed at warmer temperatures than I otherwise might have been able to. So the next piece of the puzzle, and the reason I started this video the way I did, something happened in April that most people in this country still don't know about, and it's a big deal if you're interested in solar. I love solar. In my last property, I ran my greenhouse and polytunnel purely on solar power. I was restricted a little bit because I had to run everything on 12 volts, which means that there were limitations with things like what fans I could use, what pumps I could use, what lights I could use. This all changes. For years, plug-in solar has been illegal in the UK. Not the panels themselves, obviously. You've always been able to put panels on your roof. What's been illegal is the simple version, the version where you buy a system, plug it into a socket, and it just works. Germany have been doing it for years. They call it Balkonkraftwerk, which literally translates to balcony power station. Over 1 million German households are running these things right now. People in flats, people renting, people who'd never been able to afford a full roof install. They've been getting on with it while we've been stuck on the wrong side of the regulations. That all changed on the 15th of April this year, just last month. BS 7671 Amendment 4 came into force, which is the wiring regs update that finally opens the door to plug-in solar in the UK. And later this year, the BSI product standard is expected to publish, which is the bit that unlocks full DIY plug-in installation. We're not all the way there yet, but the door is open in a way it has never been before. Quick note for everyone watching from across the pond, the US is going through exactly the same conversation right now, and it's moving fast. Utah legalized plug-in solar last year, Maine just did the same in April, and Virginia, Colorado, and Maryland have all got bills sitting on their governor's desk. Around 30 more states have legislation in the works as well. This part of the video is in partnership with EcoFlow, who've sent me their STREAM Ultra and a 175 watt solar panel to try out. The STREAM Ultra is one of the systems that now is possible to run in the UK off the back of these reg changes. And I want to put it through its paces. So what I want to do today is run the kit I actually use in the shed off the system. I've got 7 grow lights, 4, 5, 7, actually I've got a whole bunch more running down there as well. But 7 of the high powered grow lights sitting up there. I've got 2 heated propagators at 100 watts each that are sitting behind me here, and I've got a ventilation fan sitting at the back there, which is not very powerful. And everything is set as it would have been at the end of my early part of the season, where I'd taken everything outside. So all the grow lights, they're obviously on dimmers here. I can turn them down, but they're set at about 25 to 50%, depends on where the plants were. And it can, of course, go higher, and doesn't seem to trip this up at all. There are some cooling fins at the back there that I can feel slightly warm to touch, but nothing major. So I seem to be handling it all just fine. Pretty impressed so far. The Ultra has got a 1.92 kilowatt hour battery built into it, and it can output up to 1,200 watts, which is more than enough. Even if I had to put all my lights on full blast, I think I'll be just fine. but that'll never happen because I'll fry my plants. It has 4 MPPT systems built into this. So that is for the solar panels to come into, which means I can have up to 4 different solar panels. 175 watt solar panel is not massive. I would need quite a bit more to manage the amount of power I'm using here, so I am looking into that. It's nice that you have the option, you can build the system or grow the system as you can afford to. So I like that idea. It can take up to 2,000 watts from solar panels. So yeah, 175 watts is a drop in the ocean compared to what it can actually handle. So we'll definitely see what we can do to increase that. Something I am very excited about is once the BSI product standard lands later this year and the full grid-tied DIY route gets signed off, this thing can feed into the house circuit as well. I use this germination shed for about 3-4 months of the year at the moment. Maybe extending that a little bit further once we've expanded the size of it. But what's it doing the rest of the time? I'll tell you what it's doing. It is feeding electricity back into the house so that I'm saving money throughout the year, which is amazing. That's one of the challenges I see is obviously in the early part of the year, I don't get a ton of sunlight, but with a few more panels, I think I'd be able to manage. And listen, even if it's not giving me a full 1-to-1 in terms of the amount of power that I'm using and the power that I'm generating, if it's supplementing some of that, it's still saving me money, and that's great. And on those sunny days, yeah, I'm going to be running off sunshine. The plug-in side of it, once that regulation comes into play, I'll do another video on it, probably on my second channel, which is more on the technical side of things. We'll go in a bit of a deep dive because honestly, I am really excited about what that's going to bring. And I think it's a massive game changer. It's really the right step forward, being able to do these plug-in solar things. I've considered solar so many times over the years, but it's a ton of money to spend up front. This here just makes it so much more accessible. Now, a link to this unit and EcoFlow themselves is down below. The actual build will be happening later in the year once everything's potted up and the irrigation's all settled in. And the lovely Andy is going to be giving me a hand with all of this because I cannot do it on my own. And of course, I'll bring you along for all of it as well. If you want to see how this comes together, hit subscribe. And until the next one, stay spicy.